Yo, what it is, everybody? Thanks for tuning back into another episode here on the Speedbug channel. Well, I want to talk to you guys a little bit about the garage setup because a lot of you guys actually ask questions and I get a lot of private messages about some of the stuff that I use in the garage. Now, for the stuff in the garage, we can talk a lot about some of the main components and stuff like that. Now I'm not going to sit here and degrade any of the larger brands or anything like that because they definitely wouldn't be where they are today if they weren't so great. So as you guys can look around and stuff like that and see that I do have the motorcycle stand. I have the big toolbox over here. Of course, the big tool cart, heavy duty tool cart as well. And we're just going to focus primarily a lot on some of those things. Now, a lot of you ask me, hey, how is the quality and stuff like that? In which I've pretty much done reviews on all of these items. So maybe not so much the tool cart, but I don't really have anything bad to say about the tool cart. It's great. So if you're looking for a tool cart, it's great. And we'll go into that just a little bit here. It is from Harbor Freight. And I think it was like, I got it on sale for like 150 bucks. Now, kind of opposed to like some of the Snap-on, Matco, Mac tools, Cornwell, whatever. Maybe you all have your brand preference and stuff like that. Me, primarily, I don't do and work as a mechanic as a living anymore. So for garage, this is great. Hell, but even for a professional mechanic, these do work very well as well. And a lot of my friends and shops I see do use these and they hold up great. Same with the toolbox. Now this is the biggest and the heaviest duty toolbox that Harbor Freight sells, and it is fantastic and it is held up great. I mean, I've seen people do tests and stuff like that where they can put 4 of them on, they put a wheel on each toolbox, and will the toolbox support its weight and stuff like that? Yes, it will. It works just fine and it works great. The box comes with pretty decent sized casters. And the casters hold up great. They do have springs on them. It doesn't really get caught on anything due to the size of the wheels. Could they be a little bit bigger? Yes, but I have no complaints about them as well. Also, given the price point. Now, as well for the stand, the motorcycle stand as well. I think what was it, 250 bucks or something? I got it on sale or something like that. One of the best investments I ever made for the garage, considering I always have an abundance of bikes and maintenance my friends' bikes or just make a little extra money working on bikes as well, doing my own thing. But what this video is basically meant to complement and talk about is the simple fact that all of these major items are actually here from Harbor Freight. And Harbor Freight sometimes really gets a bad rap, and this is not sponsored by them, or they didn't pay me to say anything, they ain't giving me new free shit or anything like that. No, this is really just to kind of say that certain things, just be wary and just be cautious on some of the things that you guys, of course, already know to buy from Harbor Freight. But overall, this here, hands down, 100%, is worth every bit of dollar. Now, there are better stands out there and more professional stands that come up that are maybe in the $1,000 or $800 range that are also air-powered. Not that you can't make this one air-powered, because this one is foot-powered by a hydraulic bottle jack underneath, but it's very easy to convert to air, and I don't have to go into explaining everything about it. You can watch another YouTube video on how to do it as well, but eventually I'm going to convert mine to that as well, just probably not while I'm living here. I'll do that when I move into my next garage. As far as for the toolbox, fantastic. You can't beat it. I mean, this box here in a comparable, let's just even use Snap-on right here, a comparable size from Snap-on is at least going to be 6-7 times the cost of what this box was. I think I paid about 1,200 bucks or so for this box, 1,200 US for the ones that are watching outside of the US. And a comparable box like this to Snap-on or so, maybe with some discounts depending on how much shit you buy from the Snap-on truck, would probably be somewhere between the $5,000 and the $8,000 range based on what I seen and what I saw when I used to work as a dealer and work as a tech. And you can still get the Snap-on catalog, or just go look at it online. Also given on its size, how many cubic inches of storage you get, the amount of drawers, so on and so forth. Locks are great. Does lock here on both sides, and of course has the individual lock underneath. Now, for the tool cart, some of these range from the bigger brands and stuff like that in the $2,000 to $5,000 range. Again, I think this one was 150 bucks. holds a few hundred pounds, maybe 1,000 pounds. So casters are great. Don't get caught on anything. And I do have a couple add-ons here, such as the side table. You put your laptop, or if you're working on some stuff there. I added some magnets, and of course, the bottom can tray as well. But they make plenty of other add-ons and stuff that you can add for your box, or for, your tool cart, if you like it. Now, where I'm kind of also said going with this is not saying, hey, don't buy your Matco, don't buy your Snap-on boxes. That's what you like and that works for you, great. But I will say this, if you're in the garage or the home, or hell, even a starting mechanic, such as an apprentice, a journeyman, or hell, maybe even a foreman, you can get one or two of these, or even just a top box as well for this, and it will work for you just great. I haven't had one issue or anything with any of the slides or anything coming out. Not all drawers have double slides, but the bigger ones do, like the top ones, the two on the bottom. That one does over there. But even the slides that have single slides on the side, a good measure is always to, when you open your toolbox and stuff like that, and you say, hey, is it going to hold everything? You stand in it, and is it going to hold you? If it falls through, it tells you it's a cheap box and it ain't the box for you. And I've never, ever, ever had an issue. That's on a double slide drawer, but even the ones that are on the single, I've sat on them many times, and I've never, ever had an issue with any of the slides coming loose, any of them needing to be re-greased or anything like that. And you can call, believe the maker of these boxes are US General. I forget who the actual real name is. I'm sure that's just the branded party name that they use in retail. But you could definitely check those out, and they will send you replacement parts as well as you need them. Obviously free during the main warranty that you have with the box, but anything after that you probably do have to purchase. Now, another bad benefit to that, if you have a Snap-on box, the guy will come to you at your job if your box does break. So if a slide or something does break on one of your boxes, it's Snap-on, it's Matco and stuff like that. Usually they have lifetime warranties for those boxes, and they will come and service those for you at your place of work. So you have to give a little to get a little. So, you have a $5,000 box and it's warranted for life. Again, if you buy a big box, it's probably going to be the last toolbox you'll buy. I am kind of out of space out of this box. I may buy the top piece for this. Maybe. We will see. Or eventually get the hutch or make a hutch for it. But at the moment, I do like my workbench. I do like having the small banner. I could put my TV up there as well, or anything else. I do like having that, so I don't necessarily want to have the top box or anything on there, given though I do like the room. Maybe I'll get a storage locker or something like that, but for the most part, this suits and does everything that I need to pretty much do inside my garage. And the work that I really can't do inside my garage pretty much just requires a lift, like if I'm taking the engine out of my Trans Am here. Not that you can't take it out from the top, but it's kind of a pain in the ass. It's just much easier to take out when it's on the lift from the bottom of the car, as well with the Corvette if you're doing other work with the torque tube, because the engine's in the front, the torque tube in the middle, the transmission rear end as well, and stuff is in the back. But again, now working here on the motorcycles and stuff like this, again, one of the best things I could have ever bought, for, I believe it was like $250. If we'll say tops $300, but somewhere between $250 and $300. And again, one of the best things that I ever bought. I've had no mechanical hiccups and stuff like that. And to kind of sum it all up is that if you're kind of a do-at-home, do-it-yourself, or you like some projects and stuff like that, you like to accommodate them, definitely check these products out. You won't be disappointed. Anyone that's ever kind of came into my garage, they say, wow, that's so cool. There must have been so much money. And believe it or not, it really wasn't that much money. So you can actually do it all yourself. Have it here. It comes in a crate. It comes 99% assembled. All you had to really do is connect the pump and this piece for the ramp that comes on, and there's a wheel chuck that comes on the front that's a piece of shit, so I never even put it on anyway. And that's pretty much it. That's all you got to do. For the box, it comes in a crate. You put the drawers in, and that's pretty much it for this. This comes in a much smaller crate, about this high, and you do have to assemble that. But even hell, something like this. This is even from Harbor Freight as well. I've had this now for, I don't know, maybe about 4 or 5 years. It was $20. You couldn't pass it up. So when you're sitting down working, doing things here on the bike, it sure as hell makes things a little bit easier rather than always sitting on the ground. And hell, if it breaks, as opposed to maybe one of those fancier names, again, not degrading Snap-on, Matco, Cornwell, or any of them, I could just kind of go buy another one because they don't break as often to the point where I'm just like going every week to purchase one and stuff like that. So I really do have to say some great things about some of the things that Harbor Freight makes. And a lot of the tools that I do have are from Harbor Freight. Some of them are Snap-on, some of them are Craftsman, some of them are Gear Wrench, some of them are Matco. It really just, it depends. Now, one thing I will say, don't ever probably buy any of that from Harbor Freight, is don't buy pliers. You'll fuck up whatever it is that you're trying to cut, and you'll probably pinch your hands. They do suck. But another great thing, a lot of you guys asked about my T-handle Allen keys. Right here. What is it? I think it's 16 or so per set. It was 20 bucks. Can't beat it. Now, if you're cranking down and putting, 40, 50 foot-pounds of torque and stuff on them, well, you may not want to buy those. You may want to use a socket or something like that, like the ones that you have over here. And these are actually Matco. These are Mac over there, so these are, they work perfectly fine and for everything that I've needed to do. And if you have to break shit loose that's bigger like this, well, and that breaks, well, that shit's on there and you probably got bigger issues. But again, overall, everything is great. So I just wanted to give you guys some insight on some of the tools and shit that I use inside of my garage that have actually worked out perfectly fine and great, but hopefully some of it will maybe hinder your decision or help you make a decision on some of the things that you may purchase for your garage. And I think that's going to wrap it up, here for today's video. Again, you guys will see some more track riding, some more motorcycle blogs, some car stuff. Snow White is not here at the moment. I have not forgotten about you guys. The video is coming for when we did pick her up, and it's going to be great. So just hang tight with me on that. I've kind of been all over the place working and stuff, but the Trans Am is here for now. And we're going to probably do some more cool stuff as well with the Trans Am as well. So she's my baby. I love her. She's gorgeous. She's beautiful. And we're going to keep the rolling going. So that's going to wrap it up here for today's video, guys. If you guys like what you saw, Facebook, Instagram, at the Speedbug. Same name here as YouTube. And we'll see you all for some more stuff here on the Speedbug channel. Deuces.